I'm recording this from my couch as opposed to the bar where I normally record it because right now the bar is stacked full of all kinds of shit that we had to get out of the cupboard. We had a swarm of ants invade the house, and had to get all that stuff out, in particular my stash of cookies, before the ants found them. And today the pest control guy came and put a bunch of shit that's supposed to kill their entire colony. I don't really feel bad about that, but I have a lot of respect for ants, actually. They're really amazing. When I was a kid, I watched this documentary about ants, and it stuck with me my whole life. Up until now. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow I might forget about ants. Who knows what the future holds? In particular, concerning your opinions of ants. But there are a group of ants that do something that's really amazing. And it makes me philosophically question the importance of human beings. So let me spell that out for you. Sometime around the 1990s, there was a group of ant researchers called entomologists. I don't know what they're called. They should be called entomologists. Anyway, a group of insect researchers were studying this particular type of ant. And I think they were a species of leafcutter ants, cat. And leafcutter ants cut up like petals or leaves off plants and then drag the whole thing back into their hive or colony, whatever you want to call it. And it was believed for a long time that they were eating the plants. But some researchers noticed that some of the plants that the leafcutter ants were cutting up were toxic. They're poisonous. And they thought, well, clearly the ants would realize they're poisonous. This is not a consistent survival. This is like how piranhas don't eat other piranhas, because if they did, there wouldn't be any more piranhas, right? So it wasn't until the 90s that these researchers got access to fiber optic cameras, so they could put fiber optic cameras into the ant colonies and see what they were doing without basically digging the entire colony apart. And they discovered that the leafcutter ants that were harvesting these toxic plants weren't eating the plants. They were instead using the plants as a growth medium for fungus. And they were eating the fungus. Now, why does that make me question the importance of human beings? Because what the ants were doing was farming. And as far as we can tell, ants are actually the first creatures on Earth to ever farm. Their farming likely predates human farming by hundreds of thousands, if not a million years. So, before that, researchers had always thought that there were certain things that made humans different from everybody else, or from every other animal. One was tool use. Well, that kind of went out the window with Jane Goodall and a number of other things. Now we have countless examples of animals using tools. Birds use tools. How they learned to do that is still kind of a mystery. But agriculture was kind of the thing that set human beings apart. And I don't want to oversell it. Ants don't have, organized agricultural systems, but they are farming. They collect something which is on the surface useless to them, and use it to grow something in a cultivated way that they use as a food source. So, how special are humans? How did ants learn to do this? If other animals use tools and insects farm, then I guess it's only human creativity that sets us apart. I don't really have an end thought. It's just that this is the kind of stuff I think about when I've been drinking.